Ce sont les affaires du monde. Je porte son espoir dans mon cœur. Et si mes intentions ont ça.
Welcome to our channel, Life in Vision. I'm sure I already told you, but I'm very happy that we have Mother with us because she is the only wise person, well, as wise as you can find them, that I know, and it's such a gift. Welcome, Mother.
Thank you.
Mother,
as usual, very much.
Mother, I was, I wish we had good leaders. So I was wondering if you could tell us, if a leader would come and see you, what would you tell him or her?
Not much or a lot. I would at least think inside. Change your direction completely. But the reason why I would probably not speak it out immediately is because I know that that will be very difficult for that man or woman. And with that I mean to say that politics nowadays is very far away from what you can call spiritual insight. It has become the same situation as in all the rest of society, so it's very logic. Because politics is at the summit of society, the same situation as what's happening at the base of society. You can say that politics are a reflection of what's happening in the depth, unseen in the whole of the society. And that is a shock for many people, because very often they find out over the years that their politicians do not suit them, or they say they are not really what we would like to have as a leader. But somehow they are mistaken, because there is this natural law that the person you find at the summit of society in politics is absolutely a reflection of what's happening in the rest of society. This law is impossible to escape. You cannot turn away from it. It's not a natural law. Mm. The only thing you can say is that the whole of the society does not know what it does itself. So when the reflection comes and they have politicians at the head of the society that do not suit them, then they have to look at themselves. To explain this better, you cannot expect to have a leader that does not do what you do in depth of your being. With that I mean to say that if your main goal in life is to have a big house, a car, and a good insurance company, then that is what he will give you, and nothing else. And that is what's happening in society, and that's what the difficulty is. People expect that the leaders are or do what they don't do themselves, or what they aren't themselves. Well, that is an illusion. And I've already spoken about that in other videos. You cannot expect from leaders that they basically do not think and do like you. Because as I already said, that is a natural law and we cannot escape. So if your ideal in life is less materialistic, then you will see leaders appear that also think out of the box. But if you say you're an idealistic person and in your actions all day long you're only occupied with material things in the most materialistic way, earning your money without even so much loving your job, to have 3 times a year a holiday, 2, 3, 4 cars in front of the door, the biggest house you can find to show off, what do you expect? Your leaders are exactly the same. So I do not want to speak to a leader. I would like to say to the society, if you want other leaders, change something yourself in your life. And then you will see that basically politics do not have so much to do with your daily life. leaders have an influence on politics over 10 or 20 years, but most of them do not even stay that long, because presidents are elected for 4 or 5 years and then they go. So basically, the new president has nothing to do with your daily life. You will just see some taxes a bit lower or a bit higher, and the prices in the supermarket change a little bit, but not even too much. Politics, the influence of politics is something that you will see working over time, and then you have to see, you have to take into consideration a schedule of time that deals with 10, 20, 30 years. But so you can say that the daily impact on your life of politics is not too big if it comes to the details, to your really daily life. But the way you think, and moreover the way you act, as seen from a far higher and bigger way, what's really your ideal in life, and not into 1, 2, 3, 4 years, but the things you nourish in yourself as an ideal, the goal of your life, in the depth of your being, that you will see come back in politics. And then you see it over the years, not just one president, but 2, 3, 4. Then you will see what the whole of a society is doing in the depth of his being, in spite of all the illusions people make themselves. And then, as I already said, I would suggest a president to change his direction, but I know he's not capable to do that. He can just start influencing a little bit what the people around him, and even that nowadays is less and less easy, because a president needs to lead a campaign, and the campaign has to be paid, and the ones that pay him, they want their wishes to be honored after the elections. And the ones that pay are rich, and they have their own way of seeing things. That is the circle we are turning around in, and we have been turning around in that for at least hundreds of years, for at least 100 of years. Before, it was another situation, but it was basically the same thing. That's to say that the head of a society has little to do with the base of the society. And that's what I would like to talk in the second video. The real problem starts there. The ones that are at the head of the society, even though they're a reflection of what's happening in the rest of the society, somehow there's no connection. I mean, the people in the street do not have the feeling that they're that they listen to them, or they really care for them. And if we talk about a change of direction, I think we should start there. And that's the next video.
Yes, so I just thought about an exception to this rule. If we think about Nelson Mandela, he changed because he had he had lots of time to reflect.
Yes. He changed himself, you mean?
Yes.
I think that man, as you already said, has paid a high price, which was probably part of his destiny, but he paid a high price in his life and for his country to be able to change something. But to change something, if you have to stay in prison for 25 years to be able to change something essential, but I mean, what he could change was basically essential, but it was not what he would have liked to change. What I would say is that Nelson Mandela made a big sacrifice for his country, and that is very rare. Most leaders, in the best cases, sacrifice a bit, but not what is essential, because they, as I already said, in the depth of their being, they want to lead the same life that you would like to lead, with not too much effort, with time to do things that you like, with all kinds of mundane joys. I'm not against it, but if that is at the center of your life, and that is in most of the cases, also for the presidents, the case, they put in the center of their lives things that are not essential, as do the ones they are leading. I mean, as long as the majority of individuals attach so much importance to things that are not essential, they cannot expect that the ones that lead them are busy with more essential things. As I insist on that. But we can change something if in society people start thinking in another way, and then little by little acting in another way, and they start, and in the first place they start thinking about what is essential in life. And that is the change of direction that I was talking about in the beginning of this video. I mean, changing your direction has to do with the daily life people lead in their family, with their husband, with their children, with their wife, with their boss. That is where the politics are made, because that is what you will see back sooner or later in your leaders. We cannot escape. You cannot expect that the leaders are doing what you never do yourself, and basically what you don't even believe in. That's utopia. That doesn't work. So you have to change something yourself, and then you will see that something will change at the summit. And that is something that is unfortunately slow, because people would like that a society is presented to them from out of nowhere that is ideal. But what they call ideal is only effortless, nice, lots of time to do things you like, but that have no real importance, and that are absolutely not essential in life. Forget it. There's no leader and not even a God in this universe that will give it to you, because it has no use.
Yeah, it doesn't help.
It doesn't help anybody.
To work, yeah.
It will only get worse. And that's what we forget. This kind of egoistic tendency that we all have doesn't help. And if there's still something going good in this society, I would say it's a big part the work of the angels, and a small part the work of those who still sacrifice. But it should be the biggest part of all of us, and then something will change. Yeah. But I'm optimistic because, as I will explain in the second video, there is life to help us.
Yes, certainly. Thank you, Mother. So there will be part 2.
Yes.
So we can see that life helps us to understand certain things. If we really listen to it, it will be quicker.
Yes.
Thank you. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to write to us, or if you want to suggest any topics, Mother will be happy to talk about it. So don't forget to look at the different websites. So I really recommend that you listen to the beautiful music, and we will see you for part 2 very soon. Have a good day.
Ce sont les affaires du monde. Je porte son espoir dans mon cœur. Et si mes intentions ont sa bénédiction, elles apportent à tous le bonheur. Chaque jour des décisions à prendre, chaque jour de nouveaux défis. Il n'y a aucun point de vue à défendre. La sincérité, c'est la meilleure stratégie. Tellement d'opinions à inclure, parfois des idées préconçues. Mais si nous pensons tous à l'ensemble, aucune voie ne reste sans issue. Ce sont les affaires du monde. Je porte son espoir dans mon cœur. Et si mes prévisions ont sa bénédiction, elles apportent à tous le bonheur. Ce sont les affaires du monde. Je porte son espoir dans mon cœur. Et si mes créations ont sa bénédiction, elles apportent à tous le bonheur. Ce sont les affaires du monde. Je porte son espoir dans mon cœur. Et si mes créations ont sa bénédiction, elles apportent à tous le bonheur. Ce sont les affaires du monde. Je porte son espoir dans mon cœur. Et si nos créations ont sa bénédiction, elles apportent à tous le bonheur.